Our first two guests were part of a delegation who spoke at Regional Council last month to suggest a solution to Niagara's doctor shortage. It's estimated that we are currently at least 81 doctors short of what we need in the region. We welcome Bryan and Moises Vasquez. They're here to talk about the issue. And Moises, to get your story straight, you were educated in Ecuador, practice in Colombia. You're here living in Niagara, but unable to practice medicine. Why?
Thank you so much for having us today. There are different and many barriers, I would say, or requirements for an international doctor like me to practice in Canada. And we need to meet those standards. We need to go through a process that implies taking exams, showing Canadian healthcare experience, and research of practice. So I've been in Canada for 9 years. My situation is different from other international doctors, but can be multiplied as well. For the same issue, I came as a refugee. So I've been out of practice for almost 9 years. And my reasons of practice will be one of my biggest barriers for me to be eligible to any program, through residency program or through, we call them practical rapid assessment program. So it's for sure PRA or PRO. Ontario has it, but again, when it comes to submit my application, I won't meet the criteria, the requirements.
It's a bit of a catch-22 because you need the experience to apply for it, but you can't apply for it because you can't get that experience.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest barriers that I'm not just the only person who is facing that. The only international doctor living in the Niagara region who is facing that. We have doctors here in our region that has been prone to go back home and risking actually their life because they are coming from a war zone as well to obtain residence on practice, and they apply and they are not still eligible. So, because we are not focusing on barriers, we have been focusing on solutions. Our support group in the Niagara region, International Doctors and Nurses Support Group, joined in 2020 a coalition. It's called ITPAC, Internationally Trained Physician Access Coalition, which is a coalition supported by WES, the World Education Services.
Right.
This is led by international doctors advocating for international doctors for changes in the system. So one of the policies and we have an advocating for is the clinical assistant position, to have that regulated, because as a clinical assistant, which is being proven that works in Alberta, I can work with a licensed physician in my region. It will count afterwards as a recency of practice and as Canadian experience.
And Bryan, we would need the Ontario College of Physicians to approve that? Is that what would have to happen
I think
there?
that would definitely be a question for the Ontario College of Physicians. I think in this case, I would delegate or leave that up to the regulatory bodies to kind of evaluate how they would review those policies and implement those policies.
You're adamant, and I know your background was with the Niagara region with economic development. You're adamant that meeting this doctor shortage is crucial for economic development for the future of Niagara.
I would say it's crucial not just for Niagara, but the province of Ontario and the country of Canada. The relationship between health and economic development, it's quite diverse. And the whole essence of economic development is the creation of programs, policies, or activities that positively contribute to the economic well-being and quality of life for a community. And every community's priorities vary, but some of the strategies to positively implement that include job creation and job variety. You're also looking at business retention and expansion, increasing the amount of people in the community paying taxes and businesses paying taxes, and the attraction of skilled labor force to your community. So through that, when you look at health as an integral component to the economic well-being of a community, and healthier workforce is generally a more productive workforce, and a more productive workforce spurs economic growth. And really, when you have a healthier community, they're more productive, and the economy is generally flowing a lot more positively. So when you look at it, we just believe that, there's a couple different components that you could look at where you want to have a workforce that has access to health care, where if someone gets sick, like if you think of a manufacturing facility here,
Right.
if you have an employee who gets sick and it's a small, common cold, but that one day of sickness turns into 2, 3, 4, the economic engine of that organization
Just slows right down.
Slows right down. So you think of if they have access to a healthcare provider, they could more quickly reintegrate into that workplace. And you also think if that sickness spreads throughout it, you want to make sure that your employees are healthy, they're happy, and a healthy and happy employee is a lot more productive and generally is a huge indicator to productivity and economic growth in a community.
Moises, you and your wife Daisy and Bryan approached Regional Council and made a presentation. What were you hoping to achieve there? What were you hoping was the outcome?
Our sense is we were well received, and we have been receiving follow-up after the intervention. One of our goals is to invite and see the Niagara region to become a strong coalition and keep the support they have been providing to international doctors and international educated healthcare professionals, because we have been receiving support, but there are more to do. So we strongly believe that by working together, having the voice of international doctors sitting on tables when it comes to policy changes, to requirement for international doctors to be part of the system, and to find employment while we're pursuing licensing within the healthcare system, we strongly believe that Niagara Health System will play a fantastic role, a huge role. We are receiving support from them. We have a space for us to practice for those doctors are pursuing licensing, but there are more to do. We have 2 universities sitting here. We have Brock University, we have McMaster University, we have Community Health Center. We have so much potential to become a unique and even a great example in the friendliest region for international doctors, for international educated healthcare professionals in Canada. So we have been receiving support. We want to go to the next steps to actually make every single international doctor or nurse or any other international educated healthcare professional integrated or being part of the healthcare system. I can give you an example. Through the Niagara Focus Multicultural Center and through a temporary funding, we were able to train over 40 internationally educated healthcare professionals, IHP for sure, to become healthcare navigators. Healthcare navigators can support the workforce in our region by supporting members of the community to navigate a system.
So not really practicing medicine, but helping people find the right practitioners.
Exactly. That counts as an experience. We are utilizing somehow our skills, but it's an opportunity for us to be within the system.
And that would build your experience and allow you to eventually take those exams.
Exactly, by serving the community at the same time. Because there are international trained doctors who are pursuing licensing. There are international doctors or nurses that want to support and work in the system in different capacity.
Excellent ideas. And Bryan, what needs to be done from your end at this point in time, and what would the timeline be that you're hoping to see?
Well, I think first and foremost, we really appreciate the platform that we were provided to delegate to Niagara Regional Council, raise the awareness of this incredible and unique opportunity that's right here at home in Niagara. So from that delegation, we've since the very next day We received outreach from the Mayor of Port Colborne, Bill Steele, who's facilitating a conversation between, our group and his public health staff. We've heard from Member of Provincial Parliament Sam Oosterhoff, and he's invited us to sit down in his constituency office and explore solutions and opportunities where the province might help this specific group. And also, we found a few weeks ago in a different committee meeting through Niagara Regional Council, they actually had the president and CEO of Niagara Health there who gave a presentation, and the regional councillor for Pelham, Diana Hewson, actually asked a question if they were aware of this group, and at the time they're not aware of us, but they did validate the fact that this is a very unique opportunity here in Niagara, and I think they even said as much as 50% of the nurses in the Niagara Health Network are foreign trained. So we're optimistic that by given the platform to delegate to council, we have increased the awareness here, and we are optimistic that the staff and the elected officials here in Niagara are going to be advocating for us and contributing and to the conversations at both the provincial and federal level, and to all of the applicable parties that, there is this unique opportunity here, and we'd like to leverage that. And our group is available at any point in time to positively contribute to those discussions.
Lots of positive steps. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in and talking about this today.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Thank you for having us.